Dear Pixie, you asked us, what did you mean when you were speaking about the surge in energy when the Hadron Collider was turned on, when you said, all the dimensions can see you now? When you are enmeshed in total third density, you are in effect quarantined, for want of a better word. This is because your density is too heavy and thick and low for many higher density beings to visit. Once you move upwards in frequency to the higher band or harmonic of the third dimension, which is where you currently are now, that quarantine is lifted. You are now light enough to be seen and for you to be visited. Your light is like a large beam that shines throughout the densities. All beings in all dimensions are now aware of where the Earth resides. Before this frequency raise, you were so dark you could not be viewed by higher densities. There was no beam. We are full of joy and gladness that you have climbed to this frequency. Yet there is more work to be done, dear ones. The more love you feel, the more love you share, the more love you spread, speak and teach, the higher you shall climb. For it is a beam of love the higher densities can now see. The beings that reside there recognize that beam of love, for it exists within all planets of positive, polarized higher light. Now Earth exists within that beam of love, and this birth of consciousness that has taken place on your planet, enabling this love frequency to be seen by all, is highly welcomed by your galactic family of light. Where will those who do not ascend during this timeline go from now until the 21st of the 12th, 2012? They will remain within a third density existence. Some will be present on your old Earth. Others will reincarnate on a similar third density planet. These souls will start the cycle of planetary ascension all over again until they have made the conscious choice to polarize either positive or negative. Can we, or do we, ever come down to Earth or another planet and lose our way and miss the ascension process? This does happen, yes. Is this due to karma or another reason? The laws of karma and free will work together as the soul moves forward. There are several reasons why a being may miss the ascension process, but the most significant reason would be the fact that the individual has become so enmeshed in third density frequencies that he forgets who he is and why he is here. Once that individual being has responded to the triggers and has activated cellular memory, it is very unlikely that the ascension process shall be missed. How can you tell if you will ascend? Once you ask with a pure heart to walk an ascension path, your request shall be heard and acted upon. You will then know you are going to ascend. You will also feel yourselves ascending. At this time in your Earth year of 2008, there are many, many souls who feel themselves ascending. This, for some, is the final wake-up trigger. For those highly polarized souls that have not consciously asked to ascend, or are even aware of what ascension is, will still be ascending in line with Earth's frequencies due to their high level of polarization. These people will eventually wake up and activate cellular memories to discover they have already been ascending. How can a polarized to self entity evolve to the 7th dimension if one must polarize to serve others in order to evolve into higher densities? It is probably more correct to say that this polarized to self entity is descending rather than ascending, although we bring this forward as a metaphor. A polarized to self entity is able to ascend to higher densities, yet they shall not reside within the same place as the polarized positive entity. It is a very difficult and demanding path to fully polarize service to self and move into higher dimensional states. An extremely high degree of negative polarization must be attained by the individual. Almost 100% polarization is required for this. This would involve almost an entire lifetime of solitude and spiritual discipline. The service to self polarized negative individual does not ascend as a group as you, the polarized service to others beings, do. This is a solitary path. The reason for this is whilst a polarized positive service to others being knows that all beings are one and loves all, the polarized negative service to self being knows there is only one and loves only that one. We from the higher realms are available to all ascending beings equally. Therefore, our help and guidance would be given to a service to self being who is truly dedicated to that path, as much as a service to others being. However, each of us from the higher realms are able to individualize into aspects that match the frequency of the ascending being. Therefore, we, that make up the white-winged collective consciousness of 9, are a service to others collective, for we are in direct communication with a service to others conduit. There are also collectives of higher densities. We would not refer to these collectives as light beings, yet they do indeed embody divinity. These collectives are service to self collectives, and these are those that shall respond with equal wisdom and guidance, yet a totally different agenda, to the polarized negative service to self conduit. Because the service to self path is so similar in many respects to the service to others path, using similar symbology and embodying similar truths, it is easy to see why many humans on your earth are unable to distinguish between the positive and negative frequencies. For whilst we are the same, we are also opposing. Yet one cannot exist without the other. Therefore, whilst the majority of ascending beings shall be of positive service to self frequencies, there shall always be a small minority of service to self beings who also do what you know as ascend. Yet this ascension is not the same as you know it, hence why descension is a better word. The love frequency they feel goes inward only. The love the service to others feel is outward and inward. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9.